Hello everybody, welcome back to what is, wow, I blanked on the name for a second there, but welcome back to Dragon Quest VIII, The Journey of the Cursed King, or something like that. When we last left off, I think, we were going to go look for people that knew about Dolmagus or something along those lines. I can't really remember. We were looking for the magic mirror, mainly. I can't talk at all right now. But yeah, mainly we were looking for the magic mirror. And that's what we're going to start off doing, is trying to find all that shit and stuff. Earlier today I was recording Legend of Zelda and all that good fun stuff, and my emulator crashed randomly again, but not really at the same time. It was kind of weird how it worked. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I was playing the game, I was recording it in Fraps, and I was recording my voice in Audacity, and I'll shut up for this cutscene.
Your Majesty, are you feeling poorly? Did those travelers cause you some trouble?
No, I'm fine. One of them reminded me of someone, but I must be mistaken.
Alright, well, let's see what happens when we talk to him. Another cutscene.
The magic mirror? But it's a precious royal heirloom. Why on earth do you require it? Explain yourself. I understand. However, as I have said, the magic mirror is a treasure of the royal family. I cannot simply give it to you.
I knew it'd say no.
Gee, how'd you know?
C'est la vie, I suppose. It was a lot to ask.
So now what? How are we going to avenge my brother's death without that mirror?
If what you say is true, you must have survived a great many ordeals on your travels.
Why, yes I have.
That means your fighting skills must be on a par with those of my soldiers.
I would say they're a little bit better than that, but, you know,
But Your
I don't mean to
Majesty,
boast.
You can't possibly plan to use those travelers instead of royal guardsmen.
Well surmised, Chancellor. Listen to me carefully. I rule with a fair hand, but I cannot grant every request that is made of me. However, if the royal family owes someone a debt of gratitude, I consider it my duty to fulfill it. You need the magic mirror. Then accept my request. If you complete the task I set forth for you, you may have the mirror. Summon the prince!
At once, Your Majesty.
The request concerns my son, Prince Charmles.
Alright.
To become king of Argonia, one must undertake a special initiation ceremony. There is some risk to life and limb, and the prince is unwilling to do it.
What a pussy.
As a father, the thought of putting my own son in danger pains me. But he must pass the initiation if he is to succeed me to the throne. It is the tradition of our kingdom.
Fantastic.
I was considering sending a detail of royal soldiers to protect him during the rite. However, I fear it will ruin his reputation.
Alright.
So my request is this. You outsiders will accompany my son to the royal hunting ground. Naturally, this would remain completely confidential. It is vital that everyone believes my son passed the initiation on his own.
Of course.
Your Majesty, Prince Charmles is...
Committing suicide.
What is it this time?
The Prince has run off again. I'm extremely sorry, Your Majesty. This is all my fault.
That was close.
I'll bring Prince Charmles to Your Majesty as soon as we can find him. As your humble and faithful servant, I beg...
You incompetent fool! Please pardon my outburst, but we cannot continue this discussion without my son.
Oh, shit. Alright, well. I guess we have to go find the dumbass and bring him to the king, because obviously they're not going to do shit. They'll just sit on their ass and do nothing. So, I don't really feel like reading books, but I'll look for pots. To be completely honest, you don't need the books in this game at all. They're just there to make your life easier, and since I have so much off-screen leveling up anyway, it doesn't make that much of a difference for me. Like, currently I think I'm 2 levels off of getting one of my skills up to 100, so when we actually do get to the end boss, I'm pretty sure I'll be good, for the most part. I think we're like halfway through the game or so, maybe a little past. Oh yeah, I was making random medicinal herb concoctions in the alchemy pot earlier today. But yeah, back to what I was saying. My emulator crashed. I read somewhere that it's just because I'm using Windows 7 now, and it doesn't work that great with Windows 7. So that kind of sucks, but I don't really mind. I mean, as long as I can recover the footage that I record, it's not that big of a deal. It just kind of sucks when your emulator randomly gives you an error message in the middle of a recording, and then you have to stop it, and then start it back up. And I'm glad Fraps doesn't just discard stuff like that and drop it. I would imagine that nothing would, but still. If Fraps was just like, no, fuck you, you now lose all of the stuff you just recorded, then that would have sucked, because I save probably about every half hour in Zelda, just to make sure that I don't completely fuck myself over. Which is understandable, right? Just because the emulator does crash like that, I like to save quite a bit. No? Alright. The door is locked. But yeah, I've also had troubles with my hotpod lately, just because apparently I read somewhere that it has an overheating problem, which I could see. I mean, it doesn't really have the best build for keeping itself cold. I mean, there's 4 little mini vents at the bottom of it to keep it from overheating, but, like, that's not gonna do shit. Whoops. What did that say? The door is locked. Knock on it. Yes. Who is it? Well, you can just go away no matter how much you beg and plead. I shall not leave this room. And don't even think about forcing your way in. If you do, I'll bite off your tongue and die. Or bite off my tongue and die. There you go. I was gonna say, that's kind of... For a little kid, that'd be kind of mean. Even for him to think about that, that's pretty up there. I can't remember... I can only remember one thing that you have to do in this place. But I can't fully remember where it is, so... That sucks. But oh well. We'll get it eventually. It might be outside somewhere, now that I think about it. But we'll keep going up, just because we haven't searched this place completely yet. Also locked. Fantastic. But yeah, for quite a little while, like yesterday, I was recording zombies with my brother, and randomly it decided to stop recording, and I lost a lot of footage that probably... Like, without that footage, there would have been no point of even uploading, because I think it stopped recording on like round 15, and we would have probably made it to like round at least 20 something, and the rounds get pretty long after a while, and I would have lost at least like an hour of recording just from that alone. So I decided to not even bother rendering and uploading any of that, just because there would have been like no point. But I'm gonna try again for Black Ops 2 when it comes out tomorrow at midnight. So that'll be fun. As soon as I get that game, I'm probably gonna start recording stuff for it, just because I know that's probably gonna be a huge hit game, and it's a fairly new game, and it's zombies, so it kind of builds off of Black Ops 1 zombies, and I can just upload that in pretty much the same playlist, so I can be like zombies with Vortex. But I have to make a new zombies thing, because Vortex is no longer Vortex, he is Cypher. So I'm going to change that to zombies with Cypher. And I think me and him are also going to be recording some of that stuff as soon as it comes out, so that'll be good. I don't know how much multiplayer I'm going to be playing for that, but I'll be definitely playing quite a bit of zombies. Just because, like, I'll play multiplayer if people want me to. It's just, there's really no point, because I suck at multiplayer. Like, I am bottom of the barrel on multiplayer. I think my KDR for, like, Black Ops, which was the first game that I ever bought of Call of Duty, was Black Ops. And I think my KDR was somewhere around, like, 0.30 or something. And that was pretty bad. That's not even if you don't know what that means. That means I've died more times than I've killed somebody. So yeah, that kind of sucks. And I didn't just buy Black Ops, I also bought World at War and stuff. I think I have most of the Call of Duty games. And that looks like a hole. There's a small hole in the wall, send Munchie through. Yes. I'm glad I found that. This is probably what we have to do. I love this music. This is probably like one of my favorite songs in this whole entire game. And Munchie's probably one of my favorite parts of this whole entire game, even though you only get to use him like 3 times. There he is. This was the guy that I was talking about. This was the one thing that I remembered. Pretty much have to play Pong kind of esque with him and get him in the hole, but it's kind of a challenge right now because I just finished playing a fucking N64 game and I'm not used to this analog stick at all. I tried to grab it like it was a Trident controller. If you've ever seen the N64 controller, it's like instead of having 2 handles, it has 3.
Is there
it's kind of weird.
something on my head?
Yes, there is.
Ah! Ah! Ick! A lizard! What's it doing here? Get it out! Get it out!
Cool accent. As I take a drink of my water. I was hoping that cutscene would be a little bit longer because I didn't really get anything out of that, but oh well. My throat was getting dry. I needed some beverage. Alright. What is in this one? Absolutely nothing. I need to put this water down now. I can't one-hand the controller. Alright. I would assume that that's all we have to do to get him to go to his dad, because he's a little pussy bitch. Not to be rude or anything, but it's true. Everybody knows it.